I'll come to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, Honorable City Council members, to our Chief of Staff sitting in for our Mayor, to our City Treasurer, Adam Page, to our City Attorney, and to the administrative staff and audience. Welcome to the City of Romulus City Council regular meeting. And today is Tuesday, September the 7th, 2021, and we hope that everyone had a restful Labor Day weekend. Members of the public wishing to participate in this meeting may do so under the public comment portion of the agenda. Please fill out a request to speak public comment card, which is located on the table in the back of the chambers. Additionally, members of the public who are viewing tonight's meeting via our broadcast channel can submit their comments to publiccomment@romulusgov.com. Also, this meeting is being broadcast live via the YouTube, and you can access that live stream at www.youtube.com/City of Romulus. And at this time, we will have roll call. Councilwoman Abdo.
Here.
Councilman Barton.
Here.
Councilwoman Roscoe.
Here.
Councilwoman Talley.
Here.
Councilman Wadsworth.
Here.
Councilwoman Webb.
Here.
And Councilwoman Williams.
Here.
Mr. Chair, we have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Tonight's council meeting agenda is as follows. Number 1, agenda. Number 2, minutes. Number 3, petitioner. Number 4, chairperson's report. 5, mayor's report. 6, clerk's report. 7, treasurer's report. 8, public comment. 9, unfinished business. 10, new business. 11, communication. And number 12, adjournment. And a motion would be in order to accept the regular council meeting agenda as presented.
So moved to accept the regular city council meeting agenda as presented. Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Talley, supported by Ms. Abdo, for approval of the agenda as presented. Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Number 2, minutes. For approval are the minutes from the regular meeting held on Monday, August 23rd, 2021 at 7:30 p.m.
Mr. Chairman, I will move that we approve the council meeting from Monday, the 23rd of August.
Support.
Been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Abdo, for approval of the minutes from the regular meeting held Monday, August 23rd, 2021 at 7:30 p.m. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Agenda item 2B for approval are the minutes from the special meeting closed session held on Monday, August the 23rd, 2021 at 6:45 p.m. to discuss an attorney's opinion.
So moved for approval of the minutes from the special meeting held on August 23rd, 2021. Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Abdo, supported by Ms. Talley, for approval of the minutes from our special meeting, which was held on August 23rd, 2021. Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
There are no petitioners on the agenda this evening. Takes us to number 4, the chairperson's report.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone for the well wishes for my 45th anniversary marriage. I really appreciate that, and I'm so glad that my wife had put up with me all those years. So I really appreciate the calls and the texts. Thank you. At this time, the chair is going to recognize Councilwoman Roscoe.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to ask for support for a memorial resolution for Lucia Sahajian. If I can get support.
Support.
Lucia was born on October 12, 1928 in Toledo, Ohio. She passed away on September 6, 2021 at the age of 92. She is survived by her sister, Mary Oakley, former First Lady here in Romulus, many nieces and nephews, and she's preceded in death by her husband. And our deepest condolences go out to the family.
Thank you. Any other comments? No other comments? Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved. The chair also going to recognize Councilman Wadsworth.
Thank you, Mr. Barton. About a month ago, a Mrs. Eileen Kelly passed away. She was a Romulus school teacher. And I got a communication from the family here, and they asked that I read it at the council meeting. It says, "Dear Mr. Wadsworth, thank you and all your fellow councilwomen and men, mayor, city clerk, treasurer, mayor pro tem, for the memorial resolution and your very kind words in memory of Mrs. Kelly. This resolution was very much appreciated by the Kelly family. Thank you."
Thank you, Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes, I would like to ask the council to support a memorial resolution for Moses Davis. His son passed away on this past Sunday here in the city of Romulus. I'm not going to go into any details, but I would ask the council to please support a memorial resolution.
I support it.
It's been motioned by Ms. Williams, supported by Mr. Wadsworth for memorial resolution. Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes, with discussion.
Okay. Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Discussion, Ms. Webb?
Yes, I would just like to send my condolences out to Moses and Les. You know, well, I don't want to go into that, but my best friends are very close to her and close to the family. And, you know, sometimes when we make these resolutions, and I'm putting it out there, if you ever notice, if I'm not familiar with the person, if I don't know the person, I don't support it. Because people at this time in their lives, they don't want a stranger. They don't, whether we are council members or not, they want someone that they know, they're used to, or either in the family. And my heart breaks for her, for the mother. My heart breaks for the father. And if you've never experienced anything like that, you have no idea. It does not matter how old your child is. If your child leaves before that mother or that father, that's still their baby. And I send all of my love to them and my prayers.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, if I can, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I just want
Ms.
the
Clerk.
name of the person who passed, if you have it. If not, I
I
can get it
know
later.
his name is Carl Moses,
Carl.
but I want to make sure before I go into any details and put something out there, I'll send you all that information.
Okay, so
Because this just happened on Sunday, so everybody is kind of pulling things together.
it's just for the record, so I make sure we get it right.
Yes.
Okay,
Carl,
thank you.
We'll say Carl Davis.
Got it. Thank you.
Chair votes yes, chair votes yes, and motion is approved. At this time, the chair is going to recognize Roberto Capitici. All right, got it.
Thank you, Chairman. Good evening, Council. I was working with Councilwoman Kathy Abdo on some signage issues on Wayne and Witt, and she thought it would be prudent that I come up here and kind of update Council on what's happening with that intersection You know, you can see that some pavement has been poured in the center of the intersection. And according to schedule by the Great Lakes Water Authority in Wayne County, that intersection is going to be opened up Friday night to two-way traffic. Now, the full intersection won't be built, but at least they'll allow traffic north and southbound through up and down Wayne Road past Wick. So we'll discontinue, you know, all this nuisance traffic that's going through the suburbs and so on and so forth. So that's all I had.
Yes, go ahead, Mr.
So do we have any updates on North Line and Hannon and some of the other areas where there's, because, you know, really Great Lake Water Authority, they've been in front of the middle school and the junior high, and now school started back up today. That should have been finished. I mean, I understand you can run into some unforeseen issues, but those buses are, you know, it's like a zoo trying to get to those two schools, and those are major schools in our city, and they need to know that, and whether they need to hire somebody else, because it's going on 2 years they've been over there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they promised that they were going to be finished, whether they're milking the clock, I don't know what they're doing, but it doesn't take a rocket scientist to tear the road up and put it back together. So I would definitely ask you, and I sent a letter to Wayne County to get, and Great Lake Water Authority, they need to get that finished.
Yeah, duly noted, and we've been on top of them. They, the director, Sue McCormick, before she had resigned, she knew what this city was going through and what our residents were going through with this project. That they had hired a consultant to oversee even their own people because they had a little bit of question whether things were being handled right, and, you know, just to make sure things were progressing like they should be. So we've been on top of it. It's been something that I've been working on, me and Kathy in our office personally, on the meetings and the update meetings. We're very involved with this project. It's a lot for our residents to endure. We get that. But, you know, they're not dragging the schedule or anything. There has been some things that have come up, and I'm not defending them. We will, like I said, duly noted, and I'll make sure their organization knows as well.
And also, there's residents where, because of the construction that's been going on, their property has been, you know, destroyed. So, as I said to the manager of Great Lake Water Authority, we need to make sure that we note that they can repair any property, any resident in this city property as it was, you know, when they started. Because we can't allow them, and you need to make sure that we get that in writing. I spoke with him, and he said, okay. But they finished certain areas, and the property was never, you know, put back the way it was.
Yeah,
So-
we're fully expecting all the private property behind the right-of-way line to be restored proper. We know it's probably not going to happen this season, just due to the schedule when they complete paving and everything else. But we do have bond money from them. If they skate out of town, and let's say they don't do it, we could use that bond money and take care of it. So we're definitely on top of them. They know that. We've got a punch list every week that we talk about the properties that need to be remediated. It's moving forward, and we're on top of it.
I mean, and I just want to let you know, DTE came over in our subdivision, and they had to dig for the new homes in a cul-de-sac, you know, from our home. And I constantly call them to repair what they destroyed, and they came over, and I don't know what they put up under that hay, but it looked like marijuana growing. It's not what it was before. And so I just want to make sure that they put back what was there, not something just, you know.
Absolutely.
And I'm speaking of what they've done to our property, so I can imagine what they're doing to other residents' property. So I just want to make sure that they restore the residents as, you know, the way it was, and not just anything.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Understood.
Through the chair, if I may?
Yes, go ahead, Ms. Webb.
Roberto, I really appreciate you. You take my calls. If there's a complaint, you usually try to satisfy it. But my question is, when will this project be finished?
Yeah, I've asked Great Lakes Water Authority to formally in writing, address city council and the mayor on the schedule, and that happened last week. We're being told that this project is going to be paved out by the end of November. And I went through all the stops of what could happen and what about this and what about that, and I was guaranteed that they would be done with major construction by the end of November, and what we might see next year would be a little bit of work at the Wick Road Pump Station. So that's the Smith and Vining area. No residents there, just, vacant property. They're gonna make the connection to that pump station sometime in February and April of next year. And everything west of that will be addressed.
Okay, now, you said around the end of November, we do have a November 15th frost law, is that not true?
Yep.
So that means that they will not be
Well, the-
paving,
the-
concreting, or anything after the 15th?
No, not necessarily. So the
Well-
15th is typically been when the asphalt plants cease production. But if there's a high enough volume, and we've spoken with Great Lakes Water Authority and the paving contractor as well, they're gonna try to hold the plant open to deliver material just for this job if the volume is there, which the volume is there.
Oh, yeah, the
So
volume is there.
We're hoping that, like I said, that the first 2 weeks of November, a lot of the final paving is gonna happen.
Okay, all right.
So I don't want to speak on their schedule as though it's mine, because it's not mine, and I know what I would be doing, and I'm pushing these guys to do it. But that's why I've asked them to formally address council, and they're going to address the public as well.
Yes, I appreciate that, because we need to know, as well as the public needs to know,
Yep.
that it's not a city fault, but it is still an overall city problem due to the
Absolutely.
contractor not doing, their work.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
yeah, I'm feeling it.
Mr. Wadsworth, and then Ms.
Roberto,
Williams.
everything on Wick Road now is above ground. There's no more digging.
No, there is going to be some more construction underground.
At what part of Wick
The
Road?
section in front of the Raccoon Hunters Club, okay, they're going to make a crossover connection. So if you recall, there's an existing pipe that is already underground, that's been there for 30 years. They're going to connect that pipe to the new pipe that they installed. That's a cross connection, and they're going to cross connect to us as well. That work is going to happen in October, and that area is not paved. It's probably about 500 feet of road that's not paved.
Okay, fine, thank you.
So on Wick Road, between the two, for the elementary and the junior high, is that paved? Or
Yes,
is
in
it-
front of the elementary school, yes, it's paved.
So the only issue is the railroad tracks that's still shut down?
Yeah,
Do you know how long that will be?
I'm hearing mid-October on that too. So as I mentioned, GLWA is going to have a written document to city council with pinpoints, milestones of what's next and what's going to be completed and what to expect. That same document is going to be issued to our residents.
So from Wick and Wayne, all the way, once the railroad open up, all the way to both schools, it'll be open up sometime in October?
No, that will be November. That's one of the last pieces. The construction at the railroad will be open, okay? In other words, they'll be done with the boring that's happening under the railroads, but then all the surface restoration needs to happen. That's one of the critical path areas in this project, is that railroad.
Yeah, I think it's a mess, I'm not trying to tell them how to do their job, but even last year, they were talking about this year will be done. And now you're saying, because we have an important election coming up. And so people, they're spending more gas and more time, and they're now tearing up the roads that go through those neighborhoods. And those residents are having a fit, because some folks are turning around on their property and, they're speeding through there. So it's really causing, bad feelings toward the residents that live in that subdivision back there off of Mary, that this is taking so long. So if it's any way that you could talk with them or talk with their boss to see if it's something they can do. I have a niece that live right there, a little past the middle school, and they can barely get out of their driveway to go to work. I mean, it's just not fair to the residents that it's taking this long to connect pipes. It's not. When they can put freeways together in less than the time that they've been working on Wood Road. But thank you.
Ms. Roscoe?
So, quick question on the routes and what have you, because some of the roads are one-way. Like Barth, for instance, I know that's going to be opened up pretty soon both ways, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Barth has been final paved.
So, but like, for instance, it was one way and so on and so forth. So have they been in contact with the schools as far as the bus routes? Because I know this morning, there was bus drivers that did not know what way was one way and had no clue how to get, for instance, into Barth School this
The
morning.
school district and the transportation yard have been involved. I've been at meetings with their folks, and they've been updated on what's
I
happening.
think they need to make it a little clearer to some of their bus drivers, because they're not listening or whatever, but that's not our problem. I mean,
Right.
that's, you can communicate or whatever, but that's what I was asking about, because I know there was some issues this morning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any other questions, comments from council? If not, thank you, Roberto.
Thank you, Chairman.
With that concludes the chairperson's report.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to accept your report.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Abdo, for approval of the chairperson's report. Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Ms. Williams,
Yes.
Ms. Talley,
Yes.
Ms. Webb,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved. Thank you.
Number 5 is the mayor's report. We have our chief of staff that's here this evening, and she will be presenting the mayor's report.
Good evening, Madam Clerk, Madam Treasurer, and City Council. We'll be presenting the mayor's report this evening. First item on the mayor's report is item 5A, and that is a request for approval on the 2022 fiscal year municipal credit and community credit smart contract. With your authorization, the requested motion would be to concur with the administration and authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into the agreement for the community credit program and the local transit program between SMART and the city of Romulus for the 2022 fiscal year.
Through the chair, if I may,
Yes, Ms. Webb.
I'd like to make that motion to concur with the administration and authorize the mayor and clerk to enter into the agreements.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Webb, supported by Ms. Abdo, for the 2022 fiscal year municipal credit and community credit smart contract. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, roll call vote. Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Thank you, council. The next item on the mayor's report is a request to concur with a DDA appointment of the mayor, and that would be to appoint Ariana Lejour with a term to expire on August 26, 2023, to fulfill the vacancy on the Downtown Development Authority Board.
Need a motion?
Mr. Chair, I'll make that motion for the new DDA board appointment of Andrea LaSure.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Mr. Wadsworth, for the DDA board appointment. Any discussion? Yeah.
I just have a comment
Okay, go ahead, Ms.
for Mary, who sent this out. I appreciate the way that the board and commission applications have been done now. Whoever is applying, the beautification committee, the board of zoning, all of these boards and committees are attached, even the police, fire, and safety commission, and it shows us whether that person has participated in our city, in our community or not. So I appreciate that, Mary.
Okay. All right. Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion
Yes.
approved. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Chair votes yes again. Motion approved.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Before I go on to the next item, I would like to kind of point out related to Councilwoman Webb's comments. Actually, that application has been kind of a collaborative effort of several departments, including our city clerk, who actually receives those applications. They're available on our city website, and they've been on the city website now for probably a couple of years as part of the Redevelopment Ready program, because absolutely we want to try to make sure we get you as much information as possible and also to inform our residents. So for our council members speaking with residents or for our residents at home viewing this meeting, please, if you're interested in serving on a board, those applications are out there. Please fill them out and send them to our city clerk. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next item on the mayor's report, item 5C, is for a 5-year lease purchase agreement, and it's actually with tax exempt leasing. Your packet was correct, but I apologize. The heading on your cover page was reference Comerica Bank, and I apologize for that. It's actually tax exempt leasing, which if you look on the mayor's report and also in the purchasing director's letter, it does reference the appropriate company name. So I apologize for that error on our cover sheet. With your concurrence, it would be to request to grant authorization for the mayor and clerk to enter into the attached lease purchase agreement with Tax Exempt Leasing Corp. For the lease purchase of a 2021 Ford E450 ambulance in the amount of $217,740.18 at a fixed rate of 1.67% for 5 years, with the first payment to be made on or about September 7th, 2022.
Need a motion?
Mr. Chair, I'll make that motion to concur with the administration and grant authorization for the mayor and clerk to enter into the attached lease purchase agreement with Tax Exempt Leasing Corp. For the leasing purchase of a 2021 Ford E450 ambulance in the amount of $217,740.18 at a fixed interest rate of 1.67% for 5 years, with the first payment to be made on or about September 7th, 2022.
Support, and I have a question.
Okay. It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Mr. Wadsworth. That's for a 5-year lease purchase agreement. Discussion, Mr. Wadsworth.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I see Gary's in the crowd. At the end of 5 years, and not that we would want to buy it, but have we got the option to? No, we'll own it. Oh, we'll own it then. Okay, I see that we're going to lease it. It's going to be ours.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Yeah, Ms. Rick, go ahead.
Yes, I would like to know, how many do we own as of now? Or will this be the only one?
I can actually answer that question. This was presented for your approval to purchase a couple of weeks ago, and Chief Kraus, I did ask him to send me this information to make sure I was correct. We currently have 4 rescues, R1, R2, R3, and R4. 2 of those vehicles are always in service. R1 and R2 are kind of at the end of term, but they've been remounted once already. R3 was, if you recall, was the one that we were able to purchase through the city of Brewster a few years back. Upon the delivery of this vehicle, it will replace R2, and Rescue 2 will eventually be taken out of service. This will still leave us with 4 ambulances. And what we'll do with those is a new rescue line, and R3 will be our frontline vehicles, and those other 2 will be either backup vehicles or for evening rotations. So, as the chief had stated a couple weeks ago, this will be us at 4.
So who drives these vehicles? Is it our firemen or is it the emergency service?
So it's our firefighters that are deemed to be on the rescues. They drive those vehicles.
So the contract that we have with the, I'm trying to think of the name of the company, where they go do if a person need CPR or, do we still have that contract with that company?
We have mutual aid agreements with all of our, neighboring communities, just as they, assist us, we assist them. So we did have a agreement the council had entered to several years ago with a vendor. Unfortunately, due to, run demand and stuff, it seemed time, and of course, Romulus Fire was ready to make that big leap and move forward with advanced life support.
So is it in effect now? That's what I'm asking.
To my knowledge, and I apologize, the chief isn't here, I'll have to get you that answer. I'm not sure if that is still activated or not, but I can tell you that they do utilize mutual aid quite frequently, and they also provide mutual aid.
Okay, I would definitely like to
I'll absolutely
be
get the answer for you.
updated on that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ms. Webb?
Okay, I only have one comment. I'm glad that this is over because it was confusing with the purchase and then the lease and then the loan. And I'm thinking, okay, how many times they're going to bring this back to us? But my main concern is our purchasing agent is here. I went through the contract. Do you realize there are 12 signature lines on this contract, and the clerk's signature line is nowhere to be seen on 12 different pages, and we are making a motion for the mayor and the clerk to sign this, so is this going to be redone? I mean, nobody's name, the clerk's name is not on here, and you know we need 2 signatures. We always need the clerk and the mayor's signature.
Yes, I've spoken with this company, and we're mutually going to add it to the document so that we can have it for the record. It wasn't done
So
yet.
when-
I wanted to make sure we got it approved, but the
Yeah.
clerk will be signing it.
But when do you plan to have this approved, because it's due tomorrow?
It's not due tomorrow.
Well, it's dated, signatures are dated for September.
Right, the document's going to be added with the clerks right below the mayor. It happens with a lot of our documents, all our companies.
Yeah, and I have questioned that before.
And we
But
have-
this was a little bit too many pages for me to just sort of like,
Yeah,
okay.
it's added. It's pretty common though with most of our contracts to have this many.
Gary, I'm sorry, honey. I don't mean, but I'm asking the question I want to answer in regards to the signatures. I know it may be pretty common, but this is not common for me. Not 12 pages. 2 or 3, yes, but not 12 pages without the clerk's signature line. I just asked a simple question, but you want to go into, well, this is common. No, that's not what I want to hear. I want to hear, will the signature line be put in for our city clerk to sign along with the mayor as it's supposed to be? That's all I've asked.
Yes.
And these signatures are supposed to be signed by tomorrow?
Well, the approval, the contract is dated. the
Was
date-
tonight,
Date
uh-huh.
of the council meeting. That's the standard way to do it. The date of the council meeting, so
Okay.
we always sign afterwards. But
I
pretty much all
understand. I
All the
understand that.
contracts that we do are dated the date of the council meeting.
Yes, and I understand that they don't, they can't sign anything if we haven't approved it.
Right.
I'm just asking, okay, let me put it like this. I'd like a copy,
I'll get you a copy.
yeah,
when it's done.
after signed by both
Yeah,
parties.
that'd be
That's all.
for the record with the clerk.
I think Madam Clerk was trying to get attention. Madam
Thank you,
Clerk?
Mr. Chair. Just kind of want to reiterate with what our purchasing director is saying, and Councilwoman Webb, and the way we work together, the purchasing director, and if you recall, when you were in the clerk's office, so we have to prepare resolutions and assign the resolution number, and in that process, we add the signature lines. We kind of go through, and then we work collaboratively with the purchasing director, and usually the clerk's office, we're the ones kind of passing it around. I've got to sign it, and then we get the mayor's signature, and we make sure all the signatures are prepared, and then we hand it over to our purchasing director. So before anything goes out, it's just kind of a process. If my signature block is not there, we always add it. That's just part of the procedure. We make sure that it's included on those documents.
Thank you, Ms. Clerk, and I do know the procedure. I did it for a number of years myself. All I was questioning is, there are so many pages here that it jumped off the page at me, because I've never seen a document with 12 signature lines, and the clerk's signature line was not on that. And I know that they put them on, but it's usually on the contract when it comes. No signatures, but your name, or either the clerk, it's on there. And I was just questioning it. I know the procedure, I know how it, how it's done. I was just asking our purchasing agent, and that's all I wanted, was just, okay, you're gonna do this, and now it seemed like it's blowing into a big to-do. I just want, my colleagues may not want it, I want a copy of all the signatures.
I'll get it for you.
Okay,
It'll be
thank you,
there.
Gary.
It'll be there.
Any other questions for Gary?
John?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, I would like a copy also, Gary.
I'm gonna give it to all of you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Gary.
Thank you, Gary.
Okay, if there's no more other comments, roll call. Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Williams,
Yes.
Ms. Webb,
Yes.
Ms. Talley,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. And our last item this evening under the mayor's report, item 5D. And this is a request to enter into the Inkster Road intergovernmental agreement for reconstruction of Inkster Road between Van Born and Ecorse Roads.
Mr. Chairman, I will move that we enter into a intergovernmental agreement on the Inkster Road reconstruction from Van Born to Ecorse.
Need support?
Support.
Discussion.
Been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Roscoe, for Inkster Road intergovernmental agreement, reconstruction of Inkster Road between Van Born and Ecorse. Discussion. Go ahead, Mr. Abbott.
Since we've had so much trouble with the construction in the city, I'm wondering if we can hold them to, or have them present a timeline at the time of, before they start, so that we have some idea what's going on. And I know the weather effects and everything else, but,
Yeah, the project is actually underway.
okay.
So they started it before they even gave us the intergovernmental agreement, and it's set to wrap up before winter.
Well, that's a good thing. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Williams.
Now, Roberto, in this project, are they extending the lanes, or it will still be just 2 lanes?
No, I believe they're going to put a left-hand turn lane in. And then at Ecorse and Inkster, the left-hand turn lane to go left northbound on Inkster is going to be, the length is going to be increased. So there's more stacking. Because if you notice, it's a real short lane and traffic will start to back up.
Yeah.
So it's meant to improve that intersection. And just to give kind of a little bit more of a heads up, MDOT is looking to reconstruct the on and off ramps at Ecorse onto 94. So these projects have been kind of meshed together. That project is not going to happen for 2 years from now, but that'll be at an end point of this project. We'll start that other project.
Didn't they just do that several years ago, MDOT?
Yeah.
The
I'm
ramp
not-
of 94, Inkster Road off of 94?
I don't believe so. I believe it's been there for a couple decades.
I haven't been there that long. I remember several years ago, MDOT or somebody did that ramp.
Okay.
They come off of 94 onto Inkster Road. But I was just wondering, was they gonna extend it? Because in our city, because when you cross over to Inkster Road from Ecorse, it's 4 lanes. And then when you come to Romulus, it's 2 lanes. So Wayne County, the state of Michigan, the federal government, somebody need to give Romulus some money to expand that, because all those trucks that use Ecorse Road, all those trucking companies off of Ecorse Road need to be extended. You know, even past Wayne Road. You know, because when you cross over, I'm thinking it's Hannah, it's 4 lanes. So why are we still stuck,
Yeah,
you know, in a time zone?
Actually, the administration had a meeting with Wayne County where we've requested a bunch of Wayne County roads to be widened. One of them, for example, is Wayne Road, north of Wick. We've asked that to be 5 lanes, sidewalks put on it. Ecorse Road, there's a bunch of projects that we've pushed to Wayne County to see if they can get funding for.
Yeah, and maybe even reach up to the governor's office, because the federal government have sent so many billions of dollars for roads, and we need to make sure that our roads are included.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
like Wayne Road and Ecorse Road and Merriman Road, really, because it doesn't make sense for us to be a city that hosts the only major airport in the state of Michigan, and we got 2-lane roads.
We've requested $32 million.
that's still not enough. I mean, for roads, you know. So if you can, or somebody,
absolutely. Yeah,
you know,
we'll keep
reach
it
out to
on
them. The
radar.
money is there, the grants are there. Every other city I hear and I talk to them, and they're getting all these billions and millions of dollars for their roads. We need to make sure we get on board, you know, before it's gone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
If there's no other comments, thank you, Roberta. Roll call vote. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Thank you, council. That'll conclude the mayor's report.
Thank you.
Number 6 is the clerk's report. Council, I have 2 action items under the clerk's report. 6A, for second reading and final adoption, is Budget Amendment 2122-6, and this is the, for the library, and in the amount of $2,450, and this is to renew 5 mobile hotspots and purchase 2 more as approved by the library board as of August 16th, 2021. And this budget amendment was introduced at the August 23rd, 2021 regular council meeting.
Mr. Chair, I'll make that motion for second reading and final adoption of Budget Amendment 21/22-6 for the library, 5 mobile hotspots, and the purchase 2 more as approved by the library.
Support.
The motion by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Abdo. Second reading and final adoption of Budget Amendment 21/22-6 for the library. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, roll call vote. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Williams? Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
And the last action item, 6B, this is a study session request. Treasurer Page is requesting a 30-minute study session for August 4th, 2021 at 6:45 p.m. to discuss the quarterly investment report. The date and time are both available.
Through the chair, if I may,
Yes, Ms. Webb?
I'd like to make that motion to grant the request from our city treasurer, Ms. Stacy Page, for a study session for October 4th, beginning at 6:45 p.m. to discuss the quarterly investment report. And I do have a question for our city treasurer.
Support.
Will that be enough time?
Yes.
Who supported? Oh, Williams. It's been motioned by Ms. Webb, supported by Ms. Williams, for a study session request by our treasurer, Stacy Page, for Monday, October the 4th, 2021 at 6:45. Did you have a question,
I just
Ms. Webb?
asked her.
You asked already?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Webb,
Yes.
Ms. Williams,
Yes.
Ms. Talley,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. That concludes the clerk's report.
Thank you, ma'am.
Takes us to agenda item number 7, treasurer's report.
Good evening, council, chief of staff, clerk, listening audience. I have a few things under my report this evening. I'd like to remind everybody tax bills are out, and of course, they are due on Thursday, September 30th. So I'm going to remind everybody every week during the council meeting. Of course, if you have any questions, you can call the office. Thank you for the approval of the study session. I do appreciate it. And then, I don't do this enough, and it just was kind of on my heart to do this. I just wanted to kind of do a shout out for my staff. We have a lot of great employees here in the city, but I have a great team. They're responsible, professional, kind, thorough. And when I walk out of the office to attend a meeting, I know the job's getting done, and I get a lot of positive feedback. So I want to thank my staff members for their hard work and always being, giving good customer service. So thank you to them, because if it wasn't for them, our office wouldn't be what it is today. So thank you to my staff. And that is it for my report.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Treasurer.
Number 8 is public comment, and this is the portion of the agenda for those in the audience who would like to address City Council. The rules to address City Council can be found on the back of the meeting agenda. If you would like to address the City Council, please raise your hand, and after being acknowledged by the chairperson, approach the podium, and for the record, we ask that you state your name. Please note that members of the public who submitted a public comment card will be called upon first. You will have 3 minutes to speak, and any additional time will be upon the consent of the chairperson. And again, as a reminder for those that are watching, members of the public, you may submit your public comments to publiccomment@romulusgov.com before the end of the public comment period. And Mr. Chair, I do not have any written requests, nor has anyone submitted any emails for public comments.
Okay. Any comments from the audience? If there's no comments from the audience, Madam Clerk, close that part out.
Thank you. Number 9 is unfinished business. Number 10 is new business.
Yeah, Mr. Wadsworth.
If I can, I have a couple of things. Number one, and I remind the public about this, every September, today's the first day of school. So when you're by Hale Creek or Barth or Romulus Elementary or Wick, slow down, go to speed limit, because if something happens, you can't back up the car and begin over, and we don't want to see one of our kids have a problem going to or from school. Number two, I want to thank the clerk and the people that got behind her and putting the pictures back on the wall. I appreciate it, and a lot of other people appreciate it also. And finally, there's going to be it's the city-wide garage sale, which is going to be held on September 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th. There's going to be, right now, days will be the 30th to the 3rd of October. You can register either online or in person, and registration is free. So start looking in your garage, in your basement, and take out that beautiful junk and put it out in front of your house, and maybe you can sell it. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Wadsworth.
Is there any more new business, council? Okay, that takes us to number 11, communication.
Jen.
Ms. Abdo.
Thank you. I just wanted to announce again that the RAC is hiring. Specifically, they're needing lifeguards. And if you're interested, they're holding a lifeguard training program from September 24th through the 26th. You can call the RAC and they can give you the information and tell you exactly what you need to know. So again, they need lifeguards. They've had to close the pool early a few days because they don't have enough lifeguards.
Any other comments? Ms. Ruskell?
Just want to remind everybody that the Pumpkin Festival is back this year, and on Saturday morning, come on out, and the Boy Scouts will have their pancake breakfast again. And what is the dates? Help me. What is the third
It's the
weekend?
third weekend in
Pardon me?
September. The third weekend
The
in
third
September.
weekend. It's the,
I'll tell you right now.
17th,
16th, yes.
17th, 18th, and 19th.
Thank you.
of September. But Friday night is the Parade of Lights is back, and the vendors will be set up on Saturday. There'll be games for the kids and different things, so come on out and enjoy. Thank you for those dates.
Thank you.
Through the chair.
Yes, Ms. Talley?
And just to expand on what Councilwoman Roscoe said for the Pumpkin Fest, we do encourage everybody to come out. We are bringing the third day back this year called Romulus Community Day. So we ask everybody to attend. Should be a very good time. Set up as a family reunion style type day, so please come out and participate. We're looking for representation from all quadrants of our city to come out and enjoy this day designated Romulus Community Day. And then I want to do a shout out. I went to a block party on Sunday in Evelyn Meadows, and just want to shout out very nice weather, very nice music, a great band. And I met one of the coordinators that day who hosted it. His name was Courtney, and his wife Carla Seals, very nice hosts who were one of the
coordinators of the event. Just a very nice event. Just want to thank them. This is their second year doing it. Just want to give a shout out to them. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to I mention this again. Honorable Clerk, as the Clerk of the Year. I think that's a nice accolade for our city clerk. And that's a high honor to be Clerk of the Year for the state of Michigan. Hats off to you and congratulations, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. And through the chair, if I may,
Yes, Ms. Webb.
we have all of these accolades going out. I'm so excited. My granddaughter, Kendall, Romulus High graduate during the pandemic, Wayne County Community College graduate during the pandemic. She had the early college, and I employ every parent who has a high school student, a sophomore, to sign up for that early college. My granddaughter is now at Michigan State University. She texted me. I knew she was going to be a sophomore because of early college. I didn't realize she is a registered junior at Michigan State. So kudos to all the school board members who worked on that, the faculty, the superintendents at that time of the schools, to get early college in for our Romulus kids. Trust me, it works, and it's saving over $100,000, okay? Early college is the key. Kendall is a junior at Michigan State, and I am very proud of her. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Webb. Ms. Williams.
Yes, and just to elaborate on what Councilwoman Williams said, that was actually the school board member, Robert McLaughlin, that brought that to the district. So I definitely want to thank him for it, because so many students here in the city of Romulus have, and our school district have benefited from that program. The school board actually fought against it because it was foreign to them. And he pushed and he pushed and he pushed, and they finally agreed. And so it is here today where our students, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, cousins, neighbors are benefiting from it. So I want to definitely make sure that we give thanks to Mr. McLaughlin. And I also, I want to say in 2017 was one of the hardest times of my life, to have an entire committee set up by different ones, even some that sit here, to campaign against me. It was so difficult, totally not unjust, to say the least. I read an article in the paper. My concern to the people of our community is not to be concerned of what happened in 2012, but be concerned of what's happening today, 2021. Why, in 2012, it was the state police. Why is the feds in our city? We should be talking. It's not a secret, okay? We sit up here and we act like things are a secret. The people did not put us here to be quiet, okay? And I just don't like underhanded, dirty politics at all. Everyone has a right to run. They should run their race. Don't talk about absolutely anyone else. Let the residents decide themselves. Don't dig dirt, because every human on this earth have something to be ashamed about, because we were born into sin. But I say to the residents out there, it's not about 2012. What the residents need to be paying attention to is what's happening right now while the FBI is in our city in 2021. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart, because I think it is wrong. I think it is underhanded to try to bring up something that was not said back in 2012. All of a sudden now in 2021 you want to talk about it. No, let's talk about what's happening in 2021. And I say to the mayor's chief of staff, a lot of complaints coming forth that different ones are working and campaigning. That's against the city charter, it's against the ordinance. So please check and make sure it's stopped, whether it's the fire chief, whether it's the building director, or whether it's you yourself. Stop now while you're ahead. And I say that with all sincerity, because the people have a right to vote how they choose. People are being harassed, threatened, signs being pulled up. It is ridiculous. And even what I experienced, it wasn't even my election last year, to have my home damaged, vandalized, and not to get the support of whether it been our mayor or our police department. $70,000 worth of damage because I chose to support one person over another. That should not be happening in America, period. So I want to make it clear that it should, if you're doing it, stop now. Because if our police department is not going to do anything, there's another level to go to, it's the state. And what is going on with our police department that all of a sudden now we are having so many murders, so many deaths? Why would we have to call in the state police to handle a case? The residents need to know that. We need to stop acting like everything is rosy, because it's not. We need to get it together for real. Because the person that lost his life on Sunday was a real close friend to my family. Where's the police? Where are they? Why did we ask for a police and fire millage and we have less police before we got the millage? And I want to make sure, whether the council agree with me or not, I want to make sure that we're working toward getting the police, anybody that goes into that building, asbestos, black mold, we need to get those out of that building. We need to get our police officers out of that building. That court is a building that lay waiting for our police department to go in it. We don't need to be renting or looking for someone to lease that old court. We need to make preservations to get the police out of that building. So many residents, so many workers are in there inhaling black mold and asbestos, and we just going in there, spending money, putting new carpet down, doing the walls. No. I say, I don't know how my colleagues feel, but if we say we care about public safety, we care about the employees in the city, we need to be making arrangements to get them out of that building and get them in that old court. Thank you.
Any other comments?
If there is no more communication, it takes us to number 12, adjournment, and the time is 8:28.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
for adjournment. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, we are adjourned. Thank you.